Hey yo, what is going on, viewers of the tube? My name is Tyler and welcome to the channel you take a first glance at and say, what is this stoner hippie doing talking about cryptocurrency and these crazy conspiracies? Kind of like Slater, so dazed and confused.
George toked weed, man.
Absolutely George toked weed. Are you kidding me, man? He grew fields of that stuff, man. That's what I'm talking about. Fields.
He grew that shit up in Mount Vernon, man.
Mount Vernon, man. He grew it all over the country, man.
Which Slater was right about. The founding fathers, including George, loved hemp and grew it everywhere. I guarantee you old Georgie was smoking it too. You know, the drag, it's time for Chico Crypto. Yes, today we are going to be investigating something I've had on my mind for some time, Bakkt, and if it's actually good for Bitcoin. The reason we need to start bringing this up is because volume on Bakkt is starting to pick up. Took about a month for the exchange to finally start moving, but on 10/25 volume hit 10.3 million USD. And then on 11/8 it hit 15.6 million. And then 11/11 it hit 14.2 million. On Friday this equaled 1,756 Bitcoin traded. On Monday, 1,622 BTC. Yesterday, volume was bubbling too, as there were 1,109 for November, 39 for December, and 5 for January 2020. Or 1,153, and the day had a few more hours to go. It's obvious to see that Bakkt is getting more interest since its launch, while the other regulated futures products, the paper-backed and settled CME Bitcoin Futures, has been slipping since August of this year, both volume and open interest. But the current volume still dwarfs Bakkt at 170 million on Monday the 11th, compared with 14.2 million from Bakkt, or CME is 12 times bigger. Now, I have exposed CME since their launch because they are fiat-backed and settled futures contracts that just speculate on the price. When they launched, CME Group's Leo Melamed said this, "We'll tame Bitcoin." And then I've shown this before. The Fed Bank of SF put out some research, found the launch of CME futures and like products to be the reason for the Bitcoin price crash from 20K. But Bakkt was the savior. Kelly Loeffler and Jeff Sprecher, the owners of the New York Stock Exchange, International Clearing Exchange, ICE, Wall Street Bugs, were coming to help Bitcoin by providing a Bakkt futures contract. Get it? Bakkt? And at first glance, I was like, sweet, this is what was needed. Finally, a regulated product that puts the institutional buyer's skin in the game. But I was weary, all the way back at their first delay. In December of 2018, I brought up that the contracts need to be physically backed and settled. Bakkt got delayed when it was supposed to go live in December, but now it's in January of this year. I wonder why. These are supposed to be Bitcoin settled futures, but don't be surprised that when they do come, they are cash settled futures. I pray to the crypto gods they can pull it off. But our government doesn't let a USD rival succeed without a long, drawn-out fight. Basically, I was asking Kelly and Jeff this.
You cool, man?
Like how?
Okay.
I was like, you cool, Bakkt? Something didn't sit right, but they said these were physically backed and settled. And then in August of this year, they said it was finally cleared to launch, both futures and the Bakkt custodian warehouse. Here is the highlighted piece from Cool Kelly. Our contracts have already received the green light from the CFTC, with approval by the NYDFS to create Bakkt Trust Company, a qualified custodian. The Bakkt warehouse will custody Bitcoin for physically delivered futures. And just like Wooderson, I was like,
All right. Oh, Christ. How you doing?
Bakkt was looking kind of sexy actually, but I kept my guard up and started to research into what Bakkt actually was and is to this day. And I'm not like the other YouTubers who have no idea what they're talking about and just read the headlines from today's news. Fake news from crypto sources. Like this one, just released a few days ago, that institutions are net long on Bitcoin, pointing to Bakkt surging volume. Yet they only provide CME data. Why? Well, you can get more information and data regarding CME paper futures than Bitcoin-backed futures from Bakkt. Does that make sense?
No way. Yeah.
I totally agree, Wayne. I wonder which tuber covered this hyping it like it will make BTC pump. Well, I'm not going to be blinded. Why in the freak would Wall Street want to come help Bitcoin? I'll tell you right now, they don't. Just like the gold bugs in their store of value, which they have been able to keep artificially low against the dollar with futures, they're going to try and attempt the same thing with BTC and Bakkt. It's just another product to attack its growth and keep the dollar dominant. My suspicions all started when there are no public address or addresses given for the Bakkt warehouse, even after their launch, which was extremely weird if they were going to be holding the Bitcoin. So I started researching and found that in April of this year, Bakkt acquired the Custodian Digital Asset Custody Company, which research was done on this institutional custody solution before the purchase by Bakkt. And everything about this company, how it stores funds and how it operates, is unknown. Well, I did my own research, and DACC was founded in late 2017 by a Douglas Schwenck and Matthew Johnson. So I took to Google Images to hopefully find a picture of these two. Nothing. So I went over to Alt to see if there were any articles. First result is this: our team, Lab Company NYC. Click on that and look, there is Matthew Johnson and a Doug Schwenck. Click on Matt's picture and it takes us to his LinkedIn. Yep, this is them, as Matt is VP for Blockchain Engineering at Bakkt. Although Doug seems to have disappeared, as it just goes to a deleted LinkedIn profile. But who is Lab Company NYC? The same New York where the stock exchange is. Well, going to their blog, they are builders, specifically venture builders. The partners at Labco have experienced the success of taking innovative ideas for companies from start to finish. And after creating businesses that have led to successful exits, they decided to leverage their resources to try and experience that kind of achievement again and again. Enter the venture builder model. Yes, they build products for companies and build to sell. And I wouldn't doubt this acquisition and build was something in the making, most likely for years, as Matt is now VP on Bakkt, yet is still partner at Lab Company New York. That's gotta be some tough work. Through some research by The Block, it was found out that Bakkt most likely acquired DACC for $11 million. Cheap, let me tell you, especially for an institutional custody product. As just a couple months ago, around the same time Bakkt purchased DACC, Coinbase had to pay 5 times that amount for the Zappo custody solution. And then on Monday, we get an update from Bakkt. They have been approved by the New York Department of Financial Services to allow their Bakkt warehouse to be open for all institutional clients, not just those who trade the futures products. Now here's my question about this custody, especially with their futures products. Why create an independent warehouse, which you own, tied to delivery, and not be like a normal futures product with physical delivery, where a third party usually has the commodity, like gold vaults and cattle lots? But hey, maybe this is a revolution, maybe a synergy between stock and commodity, an improvement, where the BTC is held like a stock certificate and delivered upon request. So if you go into this PDF put out by Bakkt about their custody solution, we can find out more information, bringing federally regulated price discovery to the Bitcoin markets. Bakkt Bitcoin Daily and Monthly enable physical delivery through secure, regulated custody. Looking good, as truly deliverable Bitcoin futures contracts would be extremely bullish, as a regulated, trusted gateway is now open. Then we see customers' BTC are stored in the Bakkt warehouse, which is operated by a limited purpose trust company, aka themselves. And it looks like simplified professional trading access via web ICE, ISVs, and API connection. But that is the thing, trading access, not delivery access. How long is delivery and how does it happen? When you deliver Bitcoin to Bakkt, how long does it take to create a Bakkt futures certificate? How long does it take to convert a Bakkt futures certificate into Bitcoin and have that sent to your personal Bitcoin address? Unlike every other deliverable commodity contract out there in the regulated world, this information is published nowhere. They do have a delivery cycle, flow on short or long positions, but as we can see, it doesn't tell you how long any of it takes, and as you can see at the bottom, their delivery ends at the Bakkt warehouse, never to the person's own personal public address. And in other commodities, you have futures commission merchants, who are knowledgeable persons about the process of delivery. There's not a single one who knows anything about how you get your BTC out of Bakkt. But they do have an FCM brochure, although it tells you nothing. I'm getting the feeling that Bakkt is a place where you send your BTC to never have them returned. A place where you can check in, but you can't check out. unless it's in USD. If you try to get information about this, you are prompted to their FAQ. Nothing there, so I'm given an email. Well, I'm going to email them, operations@bakkt.com. How long would it take to turn a Bakkt certificate into physical Bitcoin that would be sent out of the custody solution to my personal public Bitcoin key, like on my Trezor or Ledger? I'll be waiting, Kelly and Jeff, you Trumpsters, as seen from his members of his presidential delegation. Miss Kelly Loeffler, CEO of Bakkt. And we all know Trump, he don't like Bitcoin. Chico is on to you. I can't say the same about the rest. Cheers. I'll see you next time.